Hello, this is the Pop-Tart Creeper, and today I will be showcasing MadCloud101's 5x5. This is an extremely fast door, especially for the normal 5x5 layout. So, yeah, let's just jump straight into this. Ta-da! So yeah, let's just jump straight into the tutorial. You're going to start with a 5x5 hole looking something like this. So now you're going to come down to the bottom here and you're going to place a triple piston extender facing upwards like so. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that'll be 3 wide since the sides will be controlled by, well, the sides. And now, of course, bring the sides up just like this. And the other side like that. And now your storage will be in the back, just right here. 3 pistons like that, blocks there, and then make a little prop block right there. Then bring more 3, more 3. Cringe. Okay, 3 pistons right there, and just make a system looking just like that. Now you'll come up to the top and make a quad. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. This will require an updater on the second piston up right there. And now, just make your standard. Oops. Oh, yeah, that is. Wow. Okay, so don't mind me. 3 blocks of storage, just like that, and that is your entire layout done. Grab your input block, and I don't know why I don't have a lever on me. There we go. Just shows how prepared I am today. Your input block is going to be... Oh, I'm a derp. Remove that top piston on the right, just right there, and then place 1 piston on the top right, just right there. How is that a thing? Blech. I need to stop cringeworthying my commentary. Yeah, so anyways, yes, piston right there, and then in front of this top piston right there on the side, block, dust, lever. It works! Congratulations on your new 5x5 door. Just kidding. Please don't hurt me. Block right there. And that is going to have a torch on it. Can get rid of those. I'll grab a repeater, and I don't know what else I'll need right now. Hoppers, definitely. So right here, we are going to put a block on the left side of that. It's going to be a wall block. And now make your standard old hopper clock type thing and place 1 single item in there, like so. And is that 1? Yes, that's 1. Doop, 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 doop. So what this does is, when this is unpowered, the torch powers that one. When this is powered, the torch unpowers, and that block is powered, so it transfers over there. Now grab your comparator right there, and then place a 2-tick repeater coming out of that comparator. I think I'm going to work on the top first. Yeah, let's work on the top first. So, take a repeater out of the block with the torch on it, right there, and then put a block on its face? No. Slab on its face, right there. And now, that is going to have a sticky piston under it, a redstone block on its face, block right there, block on its face, sticky piston beside that block, block on its face. What this will do is effectively, when we power this, that will, it's basically a little dual edge thing. If you take an output from that block right there, it'll provide a short little pulse, and that's what's going to be used to fire off the bottom. But let's work on the top first instead. So place a block on the top face, not top face, on the front face of that 2-tick repeater right there. Now, place a piston on top of that block, and block on its face right there. And block to the side, dust right there. And now, we actually have a little tricky torch tower to make. So you see this torch right here? Block on top. You didn't see anything. Block on top, torch right there, block on top, torch on the top, torch on the front, block on top of the top torch, and then a block on the back, just like that. And that's your stuff. Now, take a 1-tick out of that monostable right there, and I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, 2 blocks right there, dust on top, and a piston right there with a redstone block on its, not a redstone block on its face, one redstone block, 1 block out of its face, like that. Don't worry, that piston right there is bud powered by these 2 pistons right there, so it's all good. Now, you're going to, what should we make? Here, stuff, comparator, and a 3-tick repeater on its face, and a block right there with dust on top. Am I correct in saying that? No, of course I'm not correct in saying that. So, don't mind me, no redstone dust on the top of that block right there. It's going to be used for something different. Instead, actually, we're going to place a block right there, and dust right there. That's going to power that. And actually, you're going to place a block on top right there. And then a, whoa, that was weird. Then a slab right there, dust. Now, you're going to, I'm so lost. I'm sorry, I'm being so unprofessional right now. Place a block on top of that torch right there. Alrighty, sorry for that little dirt moment. So, block on top of that torch there. 2-tick repeater out of that right there. And now, a piston on its face, and block right there. And that's just going to provide a little output right here from this torch when it's powered. Speaking of which, place a dust right there. Then, place a dust going down right there on top of that hopper. And wall block there. Repeater. How many ticks is that on? That's going to be on 1 tick. Whoa. There we go. Place dust across here like that. And then dust across here like that. And then dust across here like that. And those are going to be your inputs for the front side. Now place a block up here. And a repeater coming out of that right there. And we'll get back to that later. Now, come up here to this little thingy-madoodler here. And now, slab right there, dust. 3 blocks like that, dust. 2 blocks, repeater, 2 ticks, repeater, 2 ticks. Now, repeater there, 1 tick. And a block right there. What this is it is a falling edge monostable. So this gets powered there, powers that, but that repeater's powered. Not powered, but like, here, I'll show you. Like that. It gets canceled out before it can be powered and provide a signal. But then, when it's unpowered, then it provides a little pulse like that. So now, don't mind me just derping around. Yeah, I'm just going to fix this and continue. And now you know how one of those works. Anyways, place a slab above that updater right there, dust on top. And is that a slab? Yes, that is a slab. And then dust right there to connect it up to this line. Block right there, 2-tick repeater, and then a slab right here. Dust there. And then you're going to take a repeater into there. Now we have to pull out the dropper hoppers and do a little bit of tricky stuff. Let's start out with an upwards facing dropper on top of that piston right there. Then place a dropper facing to the left right there, hopper facing into its back like that, so that'll go up like that, then a dropper facing towards the pistons, dropper facing next to the pistons like that to the right, and actually no, that's going to bleh, like that, and that right there is going to be a hopper facing to the right and then a dropper facing to the right. And now place a hopper into the side of that upwards facing dropper right there and a hopper down into that, effectively making a loop. Now pull out your comparator, however you pronounce it. I'm a derp. Lots of ums going on here. You don't actually need to because we already have that system because, again, I'm a derp. Now, in this left top hopper, right, no, that's not a hopper, dropper, place one of any old item into there. Now place 3 redstone right there and 3 one-tick repeaters like that. And that's going to be your layout. Now, place a block on top of the redstone block right there, dust like that. And now place a monostable right there, and a 2-tick running into that. Now, awkward silence. I'm sorry. So place, if we're going to do a bit of this side bit right here, so place redstone next to the second piston down like that, bring it up, and then take a piston right there, not right there, right there, with a sand block on top, and power it from this side like that, and then place a block up. That's where that came from, right there. Then take a comparator output right here into that, not right there, right there, and that's going to be a wall block. My gosh. And then, I did not have enough sleep last night apparently. Then, a dust right there, so basically this will then take an output when that is right there. Now, block right there, take a tripwire hook, and redirect it like that, because we're going to have some stuff right there, and we don't want that powering that. Now, speaking of which, let's do that stuff. So take a 1-tick repeater out of that monostable into a block and into a repeater right there. And that's going to make a little loop, but it's not going to loop because it's smart and make that one 2 ticks. The one going into the monostable right there is going to be 2 ticks. So yeah, that's going to be that. And then come up here, place a block right there, and a... I'm really sorry, I hit the wrong button there. So that's going to be a really big derp in editing. Repeater right there, dust behind it, like that. That's going to be a slab, dust right there, and now place a block right there, piston. That's not a piston, that's a repeater. Block, another repeater. Now, those are both going to stay on 1 ticks. Then we're going to make this little input system right here. Place a dust right there. That'll connect that all up right there. Place a block right there. Take a torch. Place that right there. And a block on top. Make sure to remove that dust because we don't want it to mess up stuff. Replace the dust. Now, place a torch right there and a block on top right there. And that will connect in the top. So now we just need to finish off a little bit right here, which I forgot because I'm weird. So what you're going to want to do is come around to the front right here, and you'll see that right there, that block in that redstone. Place a 4-tick coming out of the block with the torches on it, going into that block right there with the redstone. and that should finish off most of your stuff, I think. Let me see if there's anything left. Alrighty, now place a block right there, and I think that's just about it. Now change this repeater here, the 2 ticks, to 1 tick. Next, find this 4 tick repeater coming out of the block with all the torches, and flip it. It's basically going to go from that redstone into the torches instead. Now, place a torch right there on that block. Now, your top is finished. Enjoy! So let's see this in action. Take out your pistons, and what you're going to want to do is, actually, first let's power this. There's your closing. So now, place a row of normal pistons right here, and this is not going to be part of the redstone build, this is just as a test. So place an input like this with repeaters there and dust there, and then place a block there. Now, unpower that, and that will put it all the way down there, and I'm a derp. Never mind. Well, you saw what it did anyways. Wow. Let's try that again, shall we? So at the bottom here, and then... that was too funny. I'm not going to edit that one out. Dust right there. And now, replace your ceiling blocks right here. Flick the lever. So there's your closing. And it pushes that down. Push that up. And I missed it again. I'm not getting any luck today. Oh, I just laughed into the microphone. That probably came out weird on recording. So, 3rd time's the charm. If not, I'm gonna edit this out. Yay! I got it! So, what that did is that pretty much just simulated the bottom, pushing it back up. So, you now have your fully working top quad for the 5x5. Next, we just have a few more little fixes, and actually first I'd better cover locational fixes. First, and actually only, locational fix you're going to have is in some locations this top system will not work. You'll need to remove that torch there, place the torch on the left side up there, then take it dust there, and then bring that up. That does extend it 1 block outwards, but that's the only fix available for that chunk. If you're still having problems, then you've either made an error while following this tutorial, or it is locational. The top, in a minority of locations, is locational with no fix. I'm sorry, that's just because of this little dropper-hopper arrangement here. Because of the dropper update order in some chunks is really messed up. But now, it isn't locational in this chunk, which is good. So next we're going to finish off the side closings here. Place a block right in that little nook right there. Block right there, and now bring a wall block right there with a torch on its face. Then a block right there with dust on top. And that's just going to finish off the bottom. Now place a block underneath the input and a dust right there. And that will finish off the sides. Now we just have the bottom left, and this entire 5x5 is finished. So, let's place 2 slabs here by this redstone block. Place 2 repeaters on top of each. Well, not 2 repeaters on top of each. 1 repeater on top of each. And I'm a derp. This one is going to be a full block. Ooh, hiccups. Full block there, make that one 4 ticks, and then a slab right there, make that one 1 tick. Now place a floor block right there, and then take a block down right there. And that is going to be our starting point for the layout of the 5x5. Now take 2 blocks diagonal down here, dust, dust. Take a slab right there with a repeater into a block, and a full block right there with a slab, and that slab right there is actually going to have dust on top, not a repeater. I apologize. Next, take a block right in front of that repeater right there. Dust there, block that off like so. bring another block down right there with a repeater coming out right there. That'll go into a monostable like that, into a block with a repeater. I cannot believe I just blanked on the word repeater. I really need some sleep. Ah well, sleep is for people who have lives. Next, let me examine this little T flip-flop here. Alrighty, so that's what it's going to be. No, it's not going to be. I'm being so unprofessional right now. It's okay. Okay. It's okay? Wow, that's going in my quote book. So place an upwards facing dropper right there. Dropper facing towards the pistons right there. A dropper facing into... Wow. Dropper facing into that bottom one right there, and then a hopper facing into the top right, like that. Place an item in the bottom dropper right here, the upwards facing one. Then take a comparator output right there. That will go into a 3-tick repeater right there, and we'll use that later on. Now, take a 1-tick repeater out of the dropper right there, and then that'll go into a block right there, redstone dust on its face, and then take a repeater right there. And that is going to be the layout for the storage pistons of your 5x5. Now, in front of this 3-tick repeater right there, take a block up, torch there, and a torch there. Now a 3-tick repeater out of this farther back torch, right there. Right. The voice cracks are over 9,000. Ah well, I'm too excited. So place block, dust, block, torch like that. Another block, another torch. Now place block right there and a block right there. Dust like that. Then a piston facing down like that. And a comparator right there. What this will do is this will pull it down, and then when it releases it'll pull it up, and then the comparator will take an output right here. Now we'll finish off the layout by taking a block right there, block up like that, dust there, block, dust. That's incorrect. That block is going to be a repeater, not a repeater, a comparator. And then basically just make this pattern. A dust right there, comparator, and then almost like a little Mickey Mouse face right there with a dust right there in the middle. Now, come down here, place a block there, and then place a block right in the middle with a dust. Now it looks like a scared Mickey Mouse, big face. And then place a repeater going into that right there, and that's going to finish off the bottom. Make that 2 repeaters, both 1-tick. Both 1-tick. Next, place a block in front of that comparator right there with a repeater facing into it. Take a slab right there, dust, and now a monostable like that. And then you're going to have a 2-tick repeater going into that monostable. Torch, right? Is that a torch? Are you a torch? Yes, you are a torch. Remove the dust on that slab temporarily. Then place a dust right there. You can replace that slab right there. The dust on the slab, that is. Now place a slab there. A 2-tick repeater right there. Whoa! No, 1-tick repeater. I always make that mistake. 1-tick repeater. Then a dust right there. Block that off from the slab. And then place a block right there. Next, what we're going to do, that is 2-tick. Good. Just want to make sure I didn't make that mistake again. Now, take a, you see these 2 dusts right there? Take a no, that's 1 tick. Take a 2 tick repeater, no, 1 tick repeater, right there, with a 4 tick repeater, right there, and then comparator out of it. Put that comparator on subtract, comparator? Comparator? Is that what's that, a dinosaur? Or something? I don't know. Place a piston right there, block. Beside that comparator, place a dust, and then block on top. That repeater will power it. And that will pretty much just make a short little pulse. And now, what do we have next? Yes, come down here and squeeze your way through. And then place a block right there and a 4 tick repeater going into that hopper. And then a dust right there. Now I actually have to look around a little bit. And now you'll wiggle your way out here. Find this 4 tick repeater here. Block on its face. Block to the side, dust on top. Grab an updater piston and place that on top right there. Then place a block right there. And then, is that it? That's it. No, that's not it. Of course it's not it. Place a block right there, and then a dust. Basically that loops that torch there to that torch. Now I'll just see if there's anything else. I'm pretty sure that's actually it though. Yes, there is something. You see this repeater right here, which the comparator is facing into. Find its block and place a slab right there with a dust. Should be making contact just like that. And now I'm going to see if there's anything else. Next, place a block on top of that slab there, and I always make this mistake. On top of this top dropper right there, place a dust right there. Next, find this bottom piston right there, and then place a block next to it on the next to it. What? Next to it, like that. That redstone will power that block, powering that. Otherwise, that won't get powered, and your door will be messed up. Now, your door is finished. If you're still having any problems, I will run down the locational fixes. Locational fixes. Blanking. Wow. Okay, so after I show you the finished product, I will run down the locational fixes. So, that's the closing. And now the opening. Speedy Gonzalez! Woo! Now, locational fixes. In some locations, this repeater here on 3 ticks needs to be on 4 ticks. That is not the case here, though, so I'll leave it on 3. Try making it 4 ticks to see if it fixes your problems. Now, find this repeater here on 2 ticks, and if it's still being a problem, you can turn that to 3 ticks, and that will also fix some problems. If you're having a problem with this lower right piston right here, what you need to do is place a block underneath it right there, and a redstone dust into it right there, repeater facing into it, dust on the back, and a dust right there, and then block that off, and that will fix the problems for there. And now the last final big glitch, locational wise, if your door ends up looking like that, with one piston facing out, no blocks in the middle storage right there, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. That is a locational issue, and there is no fix for it. Yeah, so you're just going to have to rebuild it in a different chunk, or you can fiddle around with it yourself, see if you can try to find a fix. Or use a different design. But yeah, that concludes this tutorial. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for living through all of my derpiness. I have not done a tutorial in a long time, really out of practice. I'll try to fix this for the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody, and this is the Pop-Tart Creeper, signing off. Goodbye!